And we are live. I hope everybody is having a very wonderfully blessed day today. Let us get everybody up and running. Make sure I've got my comments to where I can see what's going on in the chat. Yep, everything's good. Let's go ahead and introduce the panel. We start off with Casey from Casey's Creepy Creations. Say hello to everybody, Casey.
Good evening, boys and ghouls. I'm so happy to be here once again with my dear friend Richard and my lovely fellow panelists here beside the fire. And we've got a really spectacular show for you tonight.
Yep, don't let Casey's size fool you. He is a lot bigger than a little squirrel.
Yes. It's just that I look so slim and black.
But is he? But is he bigger than a doom squirrel?
No, that's true. He might actually be a doom squirrel size. So.
Doom squirrels are pretty big. I've been to Xanadu. Doom squirrels are freaking massive.
Yep. Okay, next up is welcome Crazy Horse and Alice. How y'all doing today?
Hey.
Good evening, y'all.
We're good.
That is good. For those who were wondering, yes, we were originally going to do Fireside chat yesterday, but health issues and a wedding kind of kept us from being able to do it yesterday. So we're doing it. We're back on our normal scheduled day. Next up, we have Wavo. Say hello to everybody.
Hello to everybody. Yeah, y'all know who I am by now.
Yep. We are all here today to have a little bit of fun on this April the 15th, tax day. And just to get it out of the way, taxation is theft, and theft is taxation.
If taxation is theft, then does that mean pirating video games is legal?
I would say so, but then again, I'm the one who says taxation is theft and theft is taxation. Go figure. All right. For those of you joining us today, we've got some things to talk about. We have got the Muslim-led dog bans over in the UK, and we do have people standing up to that. So we will be talking about that tonight. We're also going to be talking about the Congressional Resignations of Eric Swallowswell, the farter on air, and Gonzalez. The two of them resigned this week. We also are going to be talking about how the state of Illinois has followed the example of the state of California and is decriminalizing the knowingly passing on HIV and AIDS. Oh yeah,
that's a little much there.
Yeah, that's holy shit. We also have a fun news story. A woman who was claiming to have been illegally detained by ICE for 2 days turned out to have been staying in a luxury spa at a hotel for those said 2 days. I swear to God, if you're going to do something like that, don't stay somewhere where there's fucking cameras everywhere that recorded your every fucking move.
We will talk about the intelligence of that person, perhaps when we get to that article.
Oh, yes. And then, of course, we do have the fact it's April the 15th, and it's tax day.
I've already paid my taxes, so yeah.
Lucky, man. Don't brag. It sucks, man.
Hey, at least you got money enough to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Well,
braggart. I swear, man. You're bragging, man.
Dropping the
I'm calling the Kit Kat company and telling them to go check your basement out, man.
Dropping the
chocolate
dropping the ancient alien who lives outside the universe persona for just a second. I'm about as financially well off as any of you are.
Yeah, I know. We're making jokes, man. We're making
Y'all
jokes.
know me. Y'all know me. I'm barely able to. I am actually more fortunate than most people in my family, because while I do still struggle a lot, I'm not one of those people who has to worry about, okay, which bills do I pay this month and which bills do I go without.
Yep. See,
I'm barely able to pay everything.
We're making light of it for a very good reason, because if we don't, we're all going to end up crying because we're like, oh crap, this life sucks, man.
Don't say making light in front of someone who's holding a flaming scythe, Richard.
Now wait a minute. Now that's not fair, Rainbow. We've already discussed that I got the Zippo model, so I can turn this off if I need to.
Hi there, Silva. I hope you're having a blessed day. Now, one of the things we're going to be touching on that we're going to start, we do have some other little news bits that we'll be tossing in between our main topics. Like, we've got a Subnautica lawsuit update that Wavo's got for us. And we've got other little bits and pieces. I mean, like, Virginia is really screwed. I mean, Fairfax County just passed a resolution doing away with Veterans Day as a school holiday, but they also kept Indigenous Peoples Day as a school holiday.
Yeah.
As a veteran, I am going to say
that's a slap in the damn face.
Yes. But then again, it is Virginia that allowed their irrational hatreds of one person overwhelm their rational mind and their basic common human decency.
And well, Virginia's turning into the next California from the looks of it.
Not as quickly as Illinois, I hope. Because that story is going to be something else. Because I can't believe what, because when I saw it happening in California, I was like, well, it is California. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, do us a favor. See over there by the door, that big ass bucket. Yeah. Do us all a favor. Grab a couple of handfuls of Kit Kats and take them with you, because, well, we got 12 tons of Kit Kat bars to do something with. Take as many as you want, because there's no way in hell we're eating them all by ourselves. Chop, chop.
Yeah, I can't eat. Yeah, there is no way one alien can eat 12 tons of Kit Kats by himself. That's why I spread them out amongst these guys. I even gave some to Doomcock himself.
And yes, Zachary, Country Roads is a very beautiful song. It's one of my favorites. In fact, Doomcock sings it for us every now and again, just like he'll sing Heartbreak Hotel for you. He has also sung I Walk the Line for you. And what was the other? There was another Johnny Cash song he sang dedicated to you, Zach, and I can't remember which one it was, because when I told him as a baby you loved listening to Johnny Cash music, so he learned a couple of Johnny Cash songs to sing for me, thinking about you guys. So yeah, I'm not crying, you're crying. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started with Muslim-led dog bans over in the UK, and the fact that there are some massive pushback going on. I mean, we already got to see where the BBC and the National Health Service was talking about the benefits of marrying your first cousin.
What?
Yeah, that was about 2 months ago. They first started putting out PSA saying that there were health benefits for marrying your first cousin.
You've got to be kidding.
Yeah.
As bad as that is, it's sad to say I've heard worse.
Yeah.
I have heard and seen worse out of Alabama.
Well, Alabama, it's still illegal to marry your first cousin. Second and third cousins, though, that's possible. So yeah, I'm but anyway. Yeah, Zachary's says, to be honest, every royal family has dabbled in incest, and that's very true. That's why we got the Habsburg curse. Oh boy.
Yep.
But yeah, but no, it's almost like the UK is bending over backwards to make alien cultures feel more protected and safe in their own homes than saying, hey, you guys need to assimilate to our culture. It's like, I think it was 5 years ago, there was a black rapper that was allowed by the Royal Scottish Museum to film a music video overnight at one of their museums, and basically the music video is him stripping butt naked and rubbing his genitalia over all the culturally Scottish items that was there in the museum. And
Richard, on that note, did you hear about the guy who went around Korea causing the YouTuber who went around Korea causing all sorts of trouble and getting himself into a bunch of trouble?
yes, Johnny Salamny, I think was his name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
was stupid enough to do the same thing in Japan, and Japan slapped him on the pee-pee.
Well, it got worse. In Seoul, he was actually arrested and sentenced to a labor camp.
So not only did he get a pee-pee slap, he got bent over.
Yeah. I actually saw this about an hour or so ago while I was listening to you guys going on.
I'm Jesus, man. That's good, because chuckleheads like that, they've been allowed to get away with so much bad behavior for such a long fucking time, and then they finally do get it does slap back on them. They deserved it. But anywho, this whole thing, I mean, least we forget, there are multiple dog breeds that were all throughout the Levant and the Arabian Peninsula, and several in Turkey and Persia and North Africa that no longer exist. They were driven into extinction all because their prophet ordered them to go and kill them all. Max Redstone said, did he also get a hard Dickens cider? How you doing, Max? If you want to come up, just let me know, and we'll see if we can shoot you over a link. But all I'm saying is, you need to assimilate into the countries you're moving to. if I was to move to one of the Middle Eastern countries dominated by Islam, hell, they don't even allow you to bring your Bible with you. Because I had a friend of mine that that was the thing. You know, he was a business dude that was always traveling, and he always read his Bible at the end as part of his winding down to go to sleep. And that was something that he had to deal with. Whenever he would go to the Middle East, they would go through his stuff and say, "Oh, nope, you can't have that."
Richard, Max says in the chat, send him a link. And I just realized I was talking to you all the whole time and I was muted. So, hi, love y'all.
Wow.
Do you have? I still haven't been able to refriend Max with my new account on Discord. Do you guys still have a way of sending him a message for me?
On that note, Alice, how many uppers am I fingering hold?
Oh, wait a minute. I was able to send it.
Okay.
4.
All right, there we go. Now, like I was
Pay
saying,
close attention to that, Alice, because I will be rewording it differently every single time I say it.
Yes, sir. Aye. 69 maybe. Oh, baby. There's my spice.
now
If you're like the puppet, you can only count to 4. So.
this wouldn't be as bad, but I mean, in the UK, dog ownership and having dogs as your pets has been a major staple of British life since 1851 or something like that, when they created the dog registry. And then you had Queen Victoria, who basically was like, hell, Queen Victoria and my sister Laura Jane shared a lot in common. They saw a critter that they thought was awesome. They brought that shit home. The difference was that Queen Victoria didn't have a husband to say no about it. I better not.
Dogs are haram.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow. But
I like dogs.
Dogs
And I pity the fool. I pity the fool who doesn't like dogs.
Dogs are haram, and you will not get 72 virgins upon your death.
Well, there is a meme that's out there that's really awesome, and it's this a big dog protecting a whole bunch of sheep, saying, "There's a reason they don't like me, because there's sheep and their goats behind the dog." He goes, "I protect these guys."
Well, and even back further, there's an even more scornful-looking Scotsman.
Yes, and Welsh.
Yep.
Remember, I had a friend that was Welsh, and he made the mistake of teaching me the Welsh jokes.
Oh dear God!
And he's like, "Do you know why Welshmen don't like Scotsmen? Why? Because the Scotsmen keep all the sexy sheep for themselves." And I countered him with, "Do you know the real reason why the English have yet to leave Wales? Why? They're afraid of what they'll do to the sheep." And he goes, "You bastard." And then I would send him pictures of, "Hey, did you hear? There's a new program that's going to allow the English to finally leave Wales." And it was a picture of a sheep wearing a military style helmet with wearing a backpack that had missile launchers and self-defense first t-shirts on sheep.
They're accepting sheep. They're accepting sheep into the French Foreign Legion. The Welsh are devastated.
Well, I got a question to get us back on topic a little. I mean, you know, as far as I know, the Westminster Dog Show was
Yep.
one of the biggest things of the year over in England.
Yes, it still is.
Well, I mean, so what are the fucking Muslims gonna do? You cannot have the dog show because the dogs are bad.
Yeah.
They're
I
illegal. They must
don't
die.
know. I don't know.
That's
You know,
that's the
it's
whole point.
you know, it's. I mean, if you look at all of if you look at all of Europe, where it was in 2000, they had about 500,000 Muslim immigrants. Do you know what it's at today? All throughout Europe,
Yeah, it's a lot worse.
46 million.
Yeah.
God, it's like they multiply like rabbits.
Yes, they do.
You know,
You know why?
Hey,
Because
get Elmer Fudd out there.
you can one Muslim man can have anywhere up to 6 wives,
yeah.
and because of the way that the system in Europe is set up,
Well, yeah. The social benefits.
yes, the dude, all he does is sit around the house and keep knocking up his wives, and the social benefits keep
Mm-hmm.
supporting it all.
Yeah.
And it's insane. It really is insane.
I mean, you look at France, where France they are literally at the tipping point where they're if the government even hints at pre-contemplating to raise the retirement age, they have riots in the street. Meanwhile, they have all these social benefits, and they are financially at a tipping point.
Yes.
It's providential for the United States.
Well, here's one for you. I've got friends of mine that are Jewish that were in France.
Yes.
And you know what?
Listening.
Okay, you know how a lot of Jews will wear their yarmulkes?
Yeah.
That was making them targets.
Yeah, I know.
They came up with a new way of wearing yarmulkes that are basically hair pieces.
Ah.
That they're able to hide their yarmulke as a hairpiece.
Okay. Well, there really isn't a rule. I mean, honestly, there really is no rule about yarmulkes. It's really a custom that was born out of it's more of a custom. It's not there isn't anything there really isn't anything in the Torah that says anything about it. But yeah, no, I've heard that. I've been listening to stories about that. In Germany,
Yep.
Angela Merkel just admitted that she opened up the immigration policy of the country to try and stave off a majority right-wing government.
Yes.
Huh. Oh God. Winning? No.
Yeah, they just made it worse.
Is this
because the thing is, they don't get that the right wing is about limiting the scope of government.
Yeah.
And being
they're
more balanced.
They're bringing the people they're bringing in are essentially, for lack of a better description, fair weather fans.
Yes.
They're gonna come in, they're gonna take everything from the buffet, and when the buffet gone and when the benefits gone, they're gonna take over or move on.
Yep.
And you're gonna be left bereft.
Now, my whole thing is the fact, they're going after dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. Mainly because their prophet, who liked diddling little girls, and anytime he wanted something,
Yep.
he would get told by Allah, hey, you want this, you can have it. It's one of the reasons why adoption is a no-no over there, because his adopted son had a wife that he lusted after and wanted.
Oh, okay.
Go figure.
Well, what can I say? I'm not as up to, of course, being a Jew, I'm more familiar with our home text, but it's like wow.
That was priceless. I might have to steal that line. I like it.
I'm going to put
You
it
know,
like
but you know,
I know
what I love. Sorry, Richard, what I love the most. Well, what currently strikes me the most ironic is Queers for Palestine. It's like,
yeah.
pardon me, you do realize that if you go over to Palestine and trying to live your life openly, you will be assaulted and tortured and then thrown off a building. Except if you have female reproductive parts, in which case they'll do something to you and then throw you off the top of the building. So,
Yep.
That's the okay. I learned a lot about Islam in 1990 because when we were over there preparing for Desert Shield and Desert Storm and Desert Calm, the Saudi Arabian government offered free education on to understand Islam. So I took advantage of it. I went to those classes. And I did so well that the cleric for the royal family that was giving the class actually thought I was going to convert to Islam, and he gave me a copy of the Quran in English and wrote a letter dedicating it to it, saying, I hope this welcomes you into our ways and all this other stuff. And unfortunately, I don't have that copy anymore because I gave it to somebody when I got out of the Navy and was going to college. And there was a Muslim girl that was in one of my history classes. And she was always talking smack about the United States and the United States military operating in the Middle East. And there was basic stuff about her own religion she didn't even know. And I said, haven't you read the Quran? She was like, no, I don't know Arabic. And I'm like, that's messed up.
Arabic.
Got a copy in English? And she's like, no, my parents haven't bought me one. And so I brought my copy the next day and gave it to her. And I said, here you go. If you're going to be a Muslim, you need to read it for yourself, not take what somebody else tells you that's in it. Because that was how I grew up. And I've said this repeatedly. I grew up going to a Southern Baptist church where we had a preacher waving around this old copy of the King James Version of the Bible, waving around saying, you need to believe this here book says what I tell you it says. Don't read it for yourself, because if you do, you're going to burn in hell and damnations forever.
Now, what you're doing? You can read? Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And so I gave her my copy of the Quran. The next day, her father and her brother shows up.
God.
They need to know who gave her an English translation of the Quran. And I said, I did. And they were trying to get into my face. And of course, the Charlotte Police Department off-duty officers who were providing security were sitting there going, watching this with their hand on their gun belt, going, who you want to bet on? And they basically all said the same thing to the teacher who asked it, said, I'm betting on the veteran. Because odds are he's going to fight dirty. And he's going to cut them somewhere they don't want to be cut. And it was just so maddening because they're like, why did you give her a copy of the Quran?
Yeah.
Where did you get a copy of the Quran? I said, did you read the how it was personalized to me from the royal cleric of the House of Saud?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's called a bookstore, you MFer.
Because they had it and they were waving it around.
Yeah.
And opened it up, read it, and goes, oh, shit. And when they realized they were fucking with somebody who wasn't intimidated by them, they tried to go to the school and cause problems. And fortunately, the school was like, no, He did nothing wrong. He just gave another student a copy of the religious text that they worshiped.
Hmm.
It's not like he gave her a Bible.
So you're saying that he was spreading knowledge that she was in search of? Yes.
Yes.
Did he charge her tuition? No. Well, there's really nothing I can do here.
Well, the fucked up thing is, for the rest of that quarter,
Yeah.
she showed up for her classes escorted by her mother and her brother.
God.
And she was not allowed to talk to anybody outside of class and outside of teachers. And they had to be present the whole time.
Not surprised.
That's messed up. That is every level of messed up.
Yep.
That is enlightened, and no, it isn't.
Now that is a basic violation of basic human rights.
Yep. And that's one of the reasons why I look at this type of stuff and say, you have to assimilate into the culture you're moving to.
Yes. That way you get something of the culture here, and we get something of your culture. And that's like the most important type of diversity in our society.
Yes. But they don't want to do that. That's the thing.
Well, then, yeah, I know. I understand. I get it. I mean, I get it because, I pray among Orthodox Jewish communities, and there are certain Orthodox Jewish communities that are very insular unto themselves. And there's some communities that are so insular, they set up their own towns. If their children leave, they speak Hebrew and Yiddish more so than English. That's not what America is supposed to be. That's not the melting pot.
All right, Zachary says, is it any more messed up than super Christian dads meeting the boy that's trying to ask their daughter out to the school dance with a shotgun? Because I've seen videos of this happening. The majority of those videos are tongue-in-cheek. And it's not super Christian dads, it's super protective dads.
Yeah.
Because
there are some areas of the country where that kind of overprotectiveness can be warranted, but for the most part, when dads do that, it's mainly just for show.
Yeah. Braggadocio and bravado.
Yes, it's literally one of those things of the boys coming in scared to death. They know it. They also know that that because they were a boy themselves and want to be grab assy and grab booby.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to put that fear of God into you.
So I think the
it is messed up. I don't like it, son, but it's
been around forever.
Yeah, I just can't believe that this we've gone here this evening because kind of to what Max said, my mother today at work was showing me something, and it was my son and my daughter playing with the rabbi's girls, and they're Orthodox, and the kids went to an Orthodox Hebrew school, and I love the rabbi. I love the Rebbitzin. Passover was hard for me because we live so far out now, but I think of the balance, like Max kind of was pointing about a little bit, is that I feel I sometimes I wonder if they feel like they're going to lose everything if they assimilate. But then I also see the more relaxed Orthodox Jews and how open and loving that they are and accepting, and how they may still keep to their traditions, but not outsiders, but everybody is still welcome. So, there's a lot to the blending.
Let me give you a reverse of that opinion. I mean, of that viewpoint, because I agree with you. I agree with you because I came from conservative, a suburban conservative upbringing. I'm like, okay, this is cool, and I had just enough experience to keep me to where, when I met this community here in Southern California, where I'm at, which is the only game in town, it's a Chabad,
which is beautiful because we're Chabad too.
Yeah, and it's like Chabad is the most engaging Hasidic community, and basically the base of Hasidism is that in terms of assimilation, it came around at the time of the Industrial Revolution, and one guy in Ukraine said, "You know what? I see what's happening with conservative reform and conservative movements, and they're assimilating with society and with industry, where they're losing too much of the Judaism." So the reason that Hasids at that level, they dress the black and white and they have the certain customs, is because their way of life, all the different sects, the different divisions, they said, okay, we will assimilate into society up to a certain point, but no more. So, and I think with Chabad, my rabbi and the Rebbitzin, they're younger than me. She just had her 8th kid, final kid. She's like, I wanted to have the 8th kid. But,
and I think ours are up to about the same.
But we're not like all over the community, but we just celebrate our first year in our own building.
Oh, congratulations. That is, ours here, it was actually donated by one of our surgeons that I worked with for years. It was one of their old buildings that they were going to use for their practice. And Chabad here had outgrown their little space in a little strip mall.
Oh yeah, we had grown 2 rental spaces, and so, but we're we have. But I think when I look back on, when I go back to reform or conservative, it's interesting because I see the practice as it's more consistent based on synagogue to synagogue, not so much as throughout like Chabad or this or that.
It's almost like they're cultural Jews, not necessarily practicing.
Kind of, yeah. It's in essence. I mean, in Tim saying Amish people, it's Amish to an extent. To the Amish. The Amish also said, we're going to. I mean, the Amish kind of anchored themselves a little bit harder in the 17th century, but that is essentially what Hasidic Jews did. They said, we will assimilate into the society, but only to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And
in Charlotte, we've got, I think, 2 or 3 synagogues and a temple. We also have a couple of mosques.
Yeah.
In fact, we have one mosque that was Jabril something another.
Yeah.
Who was a big Muslim advocate here in Charlotte, who actually was stupid enough to defend anything that the Muslims did, even when it was really fucked up bad shit, like what's been going on in Nigeria, where they've been and all that, and trying to say that ISIS was good guys and all this. Finally, people realized, don't give him a platform. Let him say whatever he wants to say in public. Just don't give him a platform anymore. And because I think even the Muslim Center here in Charlotte, who he had been the spokesman for something like 20 plus years, finally had enough of him and stopped putting him up on the soapbox.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I think I think my biggest complaint about the conservative, reforming conservative Jews in America, because we were always linked with liberalism and Democrats, because those were for ever since the end of the war, they were linked with social justice and unions and working families and compassion, and that shifted.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people, there are a lot of Jews who are still holding on to those old values.
Well, the funniest thing about Jabril was the fact that he was a Caucasian convert to Islam. So you know how that can go.
Mm-hmm. I've seen.
I was like, damn, this dude's really messed up. And the fucked up thing is, I don't even think he had went on a Hajj yet.
Yep. Well.
And yeah, it was ridiculous. But back in the day, I mean, I've made friends of many different faiths and absence of faiths. Heck, I used to have a friend that was a member of the Nation of Islam.
Ooh.
And anybody who knows anything about that is like going, he actually was friends with a white dude?
Yeah. I was friend when my first 2 years of college out of high school were in Connecticut, and I met this Satmar Hasidic Jew, and basically Satmar is one of the Hasidic Jews. They are anti-Zionist for religious reasons because they feel that the Zionists jumped the gun. Yeah. In so many words. Anyway, he said to me something about Ben Gurion being, drug out in front of the Knesset, and me being me. I'm like, I just visited Israel the previous summer. I'm like, you know what? I could either run away from this guy or I could engage him. And why do you feel that way? I'm very curious. He ended up being my roommate the next year. So,
No, what gets me is the fact I've been around the world multiple times. I have seen things that should really cause me to be terrified of humanity, because I've seen humanity at its worst, but I've also seen humanity at its best. And ironically enough, they go hand in hand in many ways, especially in combat, where you're seeing people doing some really messed up shit. And you also see people doing some of the most humane things imaginable. I mean, watching a soldier in the aftermath of battle going into his own limited supplies of rations and giving food to women and children that have been shell shocked from the fighting that just happened in their backyard.
Richard, please don't forget our chat, because they're saying stuff and things down there.
Yep. Yeah, I've been watching.
Okay.
They're talking about a mentally handicapped person that was saying that people were going to go to hell because they didn't believe what he believed.
Oh, wonderful. Well,
yeah, and that
I'm either glorified or screwed.
So basically, they turned into 90, if not 100% of Hollywood.
And that's my issue is this: your relationship with God is just that. It's your relationship with God. That's what matters. It's not what somebody else thinks of your relationship with God. As long as God's fine with it and you're fine with it, well, actually, it's primarily, is God okay with it?
Yeah. I remember when there was a thing in the news about someone on the conservative side saying Christ is king. I'm like, you know what? If someone said that to me, it's like, yes, I realize for you and for 2.5 billion other people, that is true. For me, Christ is just another member of our team that you guys got on waivers. But hey, that's...
Well, one of the things about Jesus, he came for the Jews and he stayed for the Gentiles. Because he basically allowed for non-Jews to have a relationship with God. Hey, Marcelo.
It's like
we still got a spot by the fire for you.
Yep.
And that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And that was made perfectly evident through the fact that he specifically set aside the Apostle Paul for exactly that purpose.
On extended loan, I said what I said.
Yeah, I once made a joke. It's like, look, what you don't understand is that Saul, he was epileptic, and he lazily seized off of his donkey, and he had a hallucination, and it obviously benefited Christianity. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Just kidding.
Marcella says Jesus Christ is on extended loan. I said what I said.
Yep.
And
you guys got him on waivers past the trade deadline. Hey.
And he's also saying that he's waiting for a call for a possible gig, and whenever that's done, he'll show up.
Yay!
But like I said, I'm just looking at the whole thing with the Muslims not assimilating and trying to enforce their hatred of dogs on everybody else. It's like the halal foods thing. If that's the way you want your food, fine. You have your halal food. But don't try to force other people to live that way. It's like them trying to force schools to get rid of pork in public school. When 90% of the people can eat pork, don't try to force your dietary restrictions on them. I mean, we've already gone through this with vegetarians and vegans.
So
you know what I'm saying here now.
Yeah. With Christianity and Judaism, they were both compelled, for lack of a better word, to go through a reformation with the modern age to keep up with the mainstream. That's never happened that really hasn't happened with Islam.
No. And until they get a decent reform going, and until they can get past Muhammad was the only perfect human. I mean, it's messed up in a religion if you cannot speak ill of the prophet, but you can call your God all kinds of names. But you can't speak ill of the prophet who brought that God's message. There's a term for that.
Hypocrisy.
Well, not just that. It's not a religion you're dealing with, but something else that
the word you're looking for, Richard, is cult.
Okay.
Exactly. I was going for you guys to be able to fill it in without me actually having to say the word.
And I'm kind of abstaining from this because Richard knows this, but some of you guys don't. My brother got married last night, and he married the woman who is now his wife is of Muslim origin. So they did a nikah wedding.
I see.
So her entire family is Muslim.
From India, you said?
Yes.
Interesting.
Now, there is the two main branches of Islam, which is Sunni and Shia. And each of those have their various denomination groups. The one that scares me the most is the 12ers. And if you guys might end up doing because I touched on this whenever we were talking about the Iran deep dive that we did, and how the Ayatollah was a 12er, and the whole point of their faith is triggering the end times and bringing back the 12th Mahdi from hiding out in that a well that's in the middle of Syria. And if you read everything that the 12th Imam is supposed to do and compare it to the book of Revelations, everything that the Antichrist is supposed to do, they're prophesied 12th Imam is definitely going to be doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I just, it's for me, it goes as a Jew, it goes beyond Sunni and Shia. You have like all the different tribes, and then man, did Britain screw things up between World War I and World War II?
Yes. Well, what screwed everything up was the fact that they blamed Germany for everything.
Oh yeah. Well, what I'm talking about is like there was the like without going into detailed history, Britain took over the what was left of the Ottoman Empire. They essentially promised it to the Jews and the Arabs and the Christians in various packages. So
yeah, it was the Sykes-Picot resolutions is, oh God, that's definitely going to have to be a deep dive to go into what's going on there, because it's that's definitely a tangent we need to get back off of.
Yep.
Because it's wild. Our next, we got another bit to do, but instead we're going to go ahead and hit on the Subnautica update. You there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give it to us.
Well, I got a minor, microscopic little update, but to catch you guys up, I'm sure all of y'all have been following us with the Subnautica 2 lawsuit, as I've been covering it here when we've had a chance to. But it recently came out that on the Steam page for Subnautica 2, Crafton, who was originally publishing the game, Crafton's name has been taken off of the Steam page listing as the publisher, and instead, Unknown Worlds, the developers, are now listed as the publisher, which I believe could be the beginning of, and this is nothing but hopeful speculation on my part, I believe could be the beginning of Unknown Worlds finally separating themselves from Crafton after the massive lawsuit. And another thing that I learned about just a few minutes ago, it actually came out that a portion of an email from the Crafton CEO was made public that directly stated that the Crafton CEO was in fact instigating a premeditated hostile takeover after being embarrassed that he was not, or that he had to do what he had promised to do.
Oh wow.
So the whole idea of a hostile takeover, that is no longer speculation. That is confirmed fact.
That's damn. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Zachary had put up that he's wanting to create a new cult where people with autism are better, and we worship dinosaur chicken nuggets. And I said, tell the truth. Your primary purpose for your cult is to eat dino-shaped chicken nuggets with mac and cheese. Oh, and then he goes, no. The purpose of the cult is to prove that Tism is the superior race, and the dino nuggets are just club.
Now, I have to nitpick here. I have being the autistic person with OCD. I have to nitpick. He said cult, not cult. So I have to say this.
Yeah.
The purpose of the cult is to play football on Sunday nights for Indianapolis.
Well, he did correct himself right afterwards. So
Zach's that's gonna go way over Zach's head.
No, he did.
See, and that's why I made my own chicken nuggets tonight for that reason right there that Carlos said.
that's
He didn't
why I
correct-
don't even touch chicken nuggets.
Yes,
No, he
yes,
did.
Zach, you corrected yourself, but you didn't correct yourself until after I had started speaking. So, nah.
Oh my God, you don't even want to know what that looks like when I don't have my glasses on. It does not look like a word called, I will just say.
But anyway,
Oh my!
Carlos says that ketchup on nuggies should be a crime. It is in several states. Barbecue sauce and ranch only. Maybe sweet and sour. Maybe. I do.
Well,
Back
back home in
sour.
Chicago, ketchup. Back home in Chicago, ketchup on hot dogs is a crime.
Oh, yes.
I'm a mayonnaise on hot dogs person.
Well,
We
great
won't
country,
one
bro.
of those.
Sounds very German for some reason. And I'm squinting, though I'm reading.
Now, one of the things that about the Subnautica stuff, I still think it's fracking hilarious that this they promised a massive bonus if you get your job done right. They busted their ass, turned out a good quality product, and then they did everything in their power to back out of keeping their word. That is so fucked up, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to think that the Unknown Worlds devs ended up winning that because of a premeditation technicality via the whole Chat GPT thing. And then this comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You know, I don't pretend to know what is going on past the what I just read in, Google News, but no, it seems like the whole online gaming, the whole business plan of online gaming is being completely reshaped right now.
Wait, you mean they actually had a plan for this?
Well, I'm speaking vagaries, admitting that I know nothing. So
yeah. Well, next up we've got the resignations from Congress.
Oh yes.
All right. We got Gonzalez, who resigned, as well as Swallowswell the farter, who enjoyed banging Fang and had to pay all kinds of black belt money. So Fang wouldn't tell everybody he had an itty bitty, teeny weeny, little microscope peony. And
now everyone on his side is saying, well, it was an open secret. Really?
Yeah. It's one of those things of, because remember, this is the dude that was running around screaming, believe all women, believe all women, believe all women. Well, behind the scenes, he was actually doing everything they accused Trump of doing when Trump just said, women, if you're rich and you're powerful or you're famous, women will let you grab them by the coochie.
Yeah.
And this dude was actually running around grabbing women by the coochie just because he was a politician. And there's reporters there in California who had been reporting on this stuff since he had been on city council that were like, nobody listened to us.
Yeah.
They kept killing the news stories.
Yeah. I mean, you have a guy like, just as a corollary example, there's a guy like Nick Shirley who was up in Minnesota, and then he came out here to California, and now the California legislature is considering trying to push through a bill that would make citizen journalism with certain types of citizen journalism illegal, finable.
As a whole.
Yeah.
It was investigative journalism as a whole. And yes, they were referring to it as the Stop Nick Shirley Act.
Yeah.
But it was also going after, because they've already passed laws because of Veritas and Michael O'Keefe. And
James O'Keefe, but yeah,
James O'Keefe. I'm sorry.
No problem.
And he, I mean, having people go undercover and uncovering this stuff. I mean, they've got all these laws to go against investigative journalism anyway. It's one of those places where it's a two-party consent state there in California. And which basically means if you are going into a situation where you know somebody is going to say something and threaten you, and you want to have evidence that they threatened you and you record it, you just broke the law.
Yeah.
Because you don't have permission of the other people in the room to record it. And I mean, we've got a story that's coming up a little bit down from here, namely the decriminalizing the knowing spreading of HIV and AIDS.
Oh yes, thank you, JB Pritzker.
Well, he got the idea from that little wiener dude there in California that pushed it through in California a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, Alice is. I know she's chomping at the bit to talk about this one.
Sorry, I am too. And sorry. I know I just bombed you guys with the mic, but Crazy just went outside because the boy child called. So yay! I don't know what he wants, but that's exciting. It's like I talk about the rabbi's girls, and he calls. That was his one thing is he's not seen the girls in like forever, and he's a teenage boy, so
yeah.
And the rabbi only has girls, so yeah.
Carlo says little wiener dude. That's this guy's real name is Wiener, and if you look up a picture of him, and you think, he kind of reminds me of somebody that Chippy would like to meet and eat. And then you find out about his personal history. Chippy starts screaming, "Yum, yum, eat him up. Yum, yum." There he is. No, Chippy, no. He's not part of the story today. Yum, yum, eat him up. Feet first. Feet first. Okay.
We got I gotta say,
I love how Richard turned into Beetlejuice for a minute.
I'm going to start a movement. I think we have to start the Chippy Needs Love 2 movement.
I'm telling you guys, man, California has gone insane.
Yeah.
Virginia is well on its way.
Yeah.
Illinois.
We've already been insane.
I mean, I lived in Chicago for 30 years, and then here I am in Southern California. It's
which one was sane and which one was crazy?
Well, Chicago, Illinois, of like how Chicago. Okay, Illinois and Chicago remind me about how maybe California used to be, and how they how California. It's like California in the past, because they have the same. Basically, in California, your vote does not count for anything unless you are a member of a union.
Yeah. FNHC 2005 says, how many of these women are using this stuff as blackmail against people to get power? Well, that was the whole point of Fang Fang and sleeping with Swallowswell, the farter on national TV, because he wanted to hide the fact he had an itsy bitsy teeny weeny microscope penis. But that's beside the point. That dude, I still can't believe the fact he thought he could pull off running for fucking governor.
Yeah.
But and the fact that the Democrat Party got him out, but they didn't go after Katie Porter. And this is the woman that threw scalding hot mashed taters on her husband's head. And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Damn.
Yeah, there's so many other things that are wrong with her.
Yeah. And Mikey says the whole USA has almost totally reached an all-time cray-cray level, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are places that's gotten that way.
Yeah.
I mean, Virginia, Fairfax County got rid of Veterans Day as a holiday.
Got rid of what?
Yes, they got rid of a day off for Veterans Day for students, but kept Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah, they're still in California. They're still trying to figure out what to do with Cesar Chavez Day.
There's a Cesar Chavez Day.
There's a Cesar Chavez Day. There's a Cesar Chavez Avenue, a Cesar Chavez Boulevard. There's a Cesar Chavez building. Oh, believe
Who the hell
me,
is Cesar Chavez?
Cesar Chavez was. Oh,
let me do it. Okay. Cesar Chavez was a major union leader. For farm workers. Now, he was also massively against illegal immigration.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I was like, I've been expecting them to go after Cesar Chavez ever since Trump started, we need to close the borders. Because that was one of the things that Cesar Chavez supported, because his he was responsible for the farm workers union.
Yeah.
And having the illegal migrant workers coming across the border was weakening their power base. So he was massively against it. Now, there's people that have come out and said that while he was doing all this stuff, he was also
Jeffrey Epsteining.
Yes, young ladies, and Harvey Weinsteining young ladies as well. And that it's now finally that they're coming out with it and talking about it. And like I said, Cesar Chavez is like Max said, is still a major thing there because of his ties to the unions.
Yeah.
He is an institution in California union politics. And he's been dead for how many years now?
Yeah. I mean, the farm workers are not nearly as the farm worker, the power and the power base of the farm workers union has receded, but the legend has lived on. If I can drive 7-8 minutes from here and be in Cesar Chavez Park on Cesar Chavez Boulevard along the harbor. So
yeah. It's one of those things. When this stuff first came out, I actually debated talking about it during a fireside chat, but because it was so much of a California isolated thing, I didn't really bring it up until now, because it's indicative of that party.
He is now literally being erased from. He is now being literally systemically erased from culture and history.
Now, this is something that the Democrat Party has had issues with a lot. Now, when it happens in the Republican Party, the Republicans go nuts and say, "Get the fuck out of our party." I mean, there was a Skoggs or Stuggs or something like that up in New England, who was a senator back in the day when you had to hide the fact if you were into other guys.
Oh, yeah.
And this dude had a thing for young boys.
Mm-hmm.
And the party covered that shit up as much as they could until it literally got out into the public. And they just made it as if he never existed. And it's some really, really messed up shit. I mean, look at Barney Frank. That dude was running a underage gay prostitution ring out of his basement house there in Washington, D.C.
Look at Ted Kennedy.
Yeah, Ted Kennedy killing the girl there at Chappaquiddick.
Yep.
Oh, and let's not forget, in 1984, he went to the Soviet Union, begging the Soviet government for money to back the Democrat presidential run to get Reagan out of office. And I mean, when he did it, the mainstream media said, "Oh, he never did that." And then whenever they opened when the Soviet Union collapsed and they opened up the KGB archives, all these reporters were like, "Oh, we're going to go over there and disprove all this shit," because they wanted to disprove the McCarthy hearings, the State Department whistleblower who was like going that the Bolsheviks and communists have infiltrated the federal executive branch massively. They wanted to prove all that stuff was lies. They made a big deal about going over there to do it. They all came back home in under 4 months with their tails between their legs and did not report on what they found.
So did you find out how to debug? True. It's all true. It's all true. Leave it alone. Just stop.
Yep. And it was wild because they actually had audio visual of Teddy Kennedy going over there on begging for this shit. You know, he basically was whipping. He was crawling up to them on his hands and knees, unzipping their pantses and pleasuring them for money.
Well, I wouldn't have painted that picture, but okay, I'll accept that
because I did not like Teddy Kennedy.
Yeah, well,
who used J.P. Kennedy's political capital to save his ass from going to jail.
Oh yeah. And, it's boy vey.
It's one of those things where the good Kennedys died young.
Yeah.
And the bad Kennedys stayed around.
Isn't the saying only the good die young? So
Yeah.
But anywho, let's go ahead and hit Illinois decriminalizing knowingly spreading HIV and AIDS.
A law that has been on the books since 1986.
Yes.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's a death sentence. Even with all the antivirals and stuff that they've got now, it's still a death sentence.
Okay, so in retrospect, today with the drugs that we have, it is not necessarily a death sentence.
And it hasn't been with proper proper pharmaceutical management, which has been around for a while. It is not a death sentence. I'm just saying but knowingly spreading something that could be, it is criminally negligent.
Yeah. It is. And it's a thing that we have fought so hard. The medical, not college, but the medical profession has fought so hard to get a wrap on this, to not make it a death sentence, that to decriminalize it is just horrible because people still have to be vigilant.
Yeah.
Back in the day, in the late 80s, 90s, when this first started coming out, people would purposely infect other people that they didn't like, that they were hateful towards. And if we do, or by doing this, it could increase the spread.
Yeah. I mean, there is a phenomenon of people who actually want to contract these diseases, just as and just as a side note, from spring break, places like Houston have been specifically identified as super spreader events for all types of STIs, including HIV.
Yep.
Because people just don't give a F.
See, and that's where, the medications we have now are preventative if they're taken correctly. They suppress the viral load. Yes, you can be undetectable. So just today, for instance, we treat all patients like they have everything in the operating room. Okay. Eye protection, double gloving. You know, over the years, we've learned how to protect ourselves as healthcare professionals. Because not every patient is truthful and not every patient knows. But, you know, when our patients are truthful and, you know, we can say, hey, you know, put a sign on our door that says, you know, we use a advanced, so we use the, I don't know.
You use symbology and semiotics.
Right. We use a, what was it? I can't think. You're walking around. Anyways, so we put a sign on the door. Advanced universal precautions. Because universal precautions are what we use for all patients. You know, and that means, hey, they've got something different, or something maybe a little extra, or, you know, we know they have it. So we can take that step above and beyond to protect ourselves. And my thing is our patients are entrusting us with that knowledge, and we hold that sacred. And so by decriminalizing it, you know, it almost like validates it being a social norm.
Yeah.
And that's what really would irked me about it when Richard talked about this, is that it's not normal to have this. There's no stigma with it now. We try to drop the stigma and treat everybody the same, because people could have gotten it through a blood transfusion, or, you know, Hep C is even more common now and more prevalent than HIV and AIDS.
Yeah. And see, my issue is knowingly spread it. That's the difference. If you unknowingly spread it, that shouldn't have been criminalized. But knowingly going out there to spread it, because I'm sorry, I lived through this shit when it was going out there. Most kids, when they went to college nowadays, they get to sow their wild oats, they get to party, they get to do all the crazy stuff. I never got to do that, because at that time we were all like, oh shit, AIDS and HIV was such a big deal that people were scared to go do stuff, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's one of the, even if I hadn't grown up seeing just how bad drugs hurt people, I still wouldn't have been going and doing all this wild, crazy shit, because that was one of the ways that it was spreading, was intravenous drug use. People would get liquored up and drugged up so bad they'd do something so stupid and wake up, oh shit, I did what? Yeah, no, So I avoided that stuff like the plague. And it's knowingly spreading a disease that, if you don't have access to the drugs that keep it in check, it's a death sentence.
Yeah. If you're not willing to, you know, if you don't take the medical management steps.
Well, if you can't afford it, that's also a big deal.
And I gotta say something here, because I know a guy. He was a good friend of mine. He had HIV for years. He took it very seriously to make sure he always got what he needed. He spent really big for it too, on a monthly basis. I asked him once, he actually showed me how much the medication cost him. What I worry about when I hear about some stuff like this is how many people are going to say, well, okay, it's decriminalized now, so why should I bother with it if nothing's going to happen to me, even if I do spread it to somebody?
Yep. All right. This is the dude that started this mess there in California. This is the little wiener dude I was telling you about. He's also the dude that has written books praising MAPS.
Oh God.
Wait,
And
maps
push-
like paper map?
minor
Yes,
Don't
yes,
say
those
don't
kind of
say it, you'll
maps.
get
yes,
chippy.
just the that's what the M stands for.
Yes,
Ugh.
yes, those kind of maps. Honestly, not for nothing, but he looks like one.
Yeah.
Yes,
He
Okay, this
does.
is a picture that Chippy keeps by his bedside, going, "One day, my prince will come, and I will eat him up." Okay.
You know what? You know what? I hate to say it.
I need to run.
Uh-oh,
You
all
need to
right.
wake Chippy up.
No, Chippy's done been woke up. Richard's done teased him, dangled carrots, dangled like bark. Richard's done throw even little limbs at Chippy today.
Yes. And
I mean, I'll tell
this
you,
is his,
that tie alone deserves him.
well,
Yeah,
this dude.
that tie alone is a Geneva Convention violation.
Oh, he thinks he's representing the Vols, guys. He just is in the wrong. He's trying there.
First of all, yeah, I think he's Jewish.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was overlooking it.
He's an
Transparency
atheist.
is
if I remember
best.
Let's
right.
be ironic.
Well, he
I
is
go
an
for-
atheist.
I go
That's-
for Catholic.
Well,
Look at that schnoz. I'm sorry, calling out the schnoz.
Jewish,
On top of that
he
head.
is openly stated he is an atheist. So go figure.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're safe.
Yeah,
And-
no, there are. I just at a friend's funeral back home in Chicago. There was a rabbi said, "Look, God in heaven, if He is there." I'm like, I want to find that rabbi. This was during the quarantine. I want to find that rabbi. I was like, what do you mean if He is there? Are we? That's like rule number 1. That's like talking about Fight Club twice. You know.
But as you can see by looking at this little dude,
Yeah, he's Jewish.
he is. I mean, you could not perfectly cast somebody in that type of a position better than there he is.
I can see him wearing a keffiyeh at a BDS rally.
Yes, he did. He was also wearing that
Oh, I would fucking one flogger to that little shit's ass, and he'd be screaming, "Mama!"
Mm.
But
Sorry.
he's not into girls. That's the problem.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
into little boys.
Yeah, that ain't a problem for me. I'm an equal opportunity ass kicker. His arms will break. His arms and legs will break just the same.
Let's put it this way. By the time I'm through running him over, he thinks his PP is small now.
He ain't. By the time Casey's done with him, he ain't gonna have one left.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is one of those things of you don't knowingly pass on disease.
No.
There has to be some accountability.
Even
Yes.
if it's a disease that can be easily dealt with a shot, like chlamydia, it's still illegal to do it. And they're decriminalizing spreading something that if you don't have the money to get all the antiviral drugs and everything to go with it to keep it managed, it will kill you.
And I think those are pricey.
They
They
really
are.
are.
Actually, now, just to say, if you walk into any, at least here in North Carolina, if you walk into any of our state-run health clinics, get tested, test positive, free drugs, free
Okay.
antiviral drugs to stop the spread.
But like I said, it's
That comes from Donnie's wife.
Okay.
I'm just you don't decriminalize knowingly spreading it though.
And you know what
That's
the
the problem
thing?
I've
You know what the
got.
thing is? I'm looking at the news sources. I think this was I think this is actually decriminalized back in 2021, and it's just receiving like attention now.
Why? See, when things like this pop up, it's always like,
Well,
why?
well, because like I said, in Houston, in Houston you had their spring break, which was, I mean, you had people of all diversities, identities, but you had the African American, and you had African American, Latino, people of color who are inordinately affected, and the in in terms of epidemiology, 60 to 70% of the African American community tends to be worse off when there is just less engagement in education on the subject.
Mm.
And FKHC,
Tim, we can just call him Tim.
Tim said that there's a new super syphilis going around because someone didn't care that they had it up in Seattle.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
basically the since there is it's evolving.
Yeah. And then Zachary says he's probably going to be heading to bed. So good night, son. Have some blessed dreams.
Night, love bug.
But like I said, if you knowingly are passing on these diseases,
Mm-hmm.
to decriminalize it
It
that's
makes it worse.
It'll make it everything worse. And you've got to take whatever measures you can to keep the spread from going. That's just for any disease.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry.
See, I also have a thing with Big Farm. And so I don't know how much Big Pharma has to play in certain things that come out and certain things get released. So that's my other thing too.
My issue is the fact I was a chemical, biological warfare specialist. And what is a biological weapon? It is a weaponized disease. And when I see this stuff, all it does is make me go, holy shit, they're making it harder to stop what I was trained to stop, you know? And I'm sorry, guys. It's just.
I mean, in terms of big pharma, there was a law, Illinois, like something that was passed 2 years ago. 2 years after that was a law that allows pharmacists to directly prescribe and distribute PrEP and HIV preventative medications.
See, and without seeing a doctor and being under direct medical care and checking your viral load, that to me is like, who's benefiting off of this?
Yeah.
So, I love to play devil's advocate a lot, and I apologize because you guys haven't seen a lot of my devil's advocate side.
Kitty side.
But yeah. Oh, great. You just made me lose my train of thought. Damn it. Okay, we'll come back to this.
All right. And Tim,
HIV and big pharma.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Tim says that's why I'm always extra careful when I clean the bathrooms at work. The deep clean toilets. Yeah,
yes, Tim. Thank you for protecting yourself.
That's good.
Yes.
Got to keep. Okay, that's what I tell whores. Got to keep the thing from spreading. Biological warfare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
It was always.
It's just the way, whenever you can see this, it's like when COVID got its start. I started researching everything about how it acted. I set up a protocol for my sisters who had to go to work because they were in quote unquote required job showing up for
essential workers,
yes. And my mom could not get the vaccination because of all of the health problems she was going through, that it would have killed her if she got the vaccination. But my baby sister had to get it because she worked at a Target. And my other sister, Nadine, she had to get it because she worked for a law firm that was going in and out of the courthouse every day.
I had to get it. I mean, I had gotten it, but I would have been required to get it because I was participating in an improv theater. And like, geez, you know, ugh.
So believe it or not,
I had created the protocols when they got home, that the moment they stepped through the door, strip down, toss their clothes in the washing machine, and start the washing machine, go straight to the shower, take a shower, then dry down, get fresh clothes on, then go and finish the laundry every day that they came and they went.
So Richard, you know what's crazy is, to me, that is bananas. Because right up the mountain, yeah, I was furloughed for a little bit at the beginning, but we operated as normal. And we all, because my boss at the time was super conservative, until corporate got involved, we held off as long as we could getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
Because as medical professionals, we all knew, one, viruses mutate. They mutate fast. They mutate hard. Natural immunization through who gets it plays a big part in it. And a lot of
was how it wasn't acting like a natural COVID.
No, because it's completely engineered, but that's neither here nor there. And it was released because it was supposed to be released. And I can get into my theories and my whole shit and caboodle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I was sitting there talking about this stuff, when this was all happening, I kept getting called a conspiracy theorist. And I would look at them and say, did you go to a school for biological weapons and how to identify them and how to counter them? And they would no, but this isn't a biological weapon. Somebody's monkeyed with it.
Like,
and that's what I'm telling you. This is part of what I was trained to do, was to recognize when something has been monkeyed with and is acting like a biological weapon. And
yes, the vaccine protected so much so far, but it was mutating so fast. And I love everybody out there who got the vaccine. I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any means, but I do love everybody that got the vaccine to protect a loved one, because though the data wasn't in, though I felt it was rolled out way too fast, did I personally have a horrid adverse reaction. And I feel part of it was to sterilize our nation from my adverse reaction to the second shot. It still did. It was still based in fact. It was still based in vaccines that we had already developed: measles, mumps, rubella, the polio vaccine. It had science base to it. It was just
my only problem was the mandating it and demanding it. That's where I drew the line.
But you know who did that? That was a control. That was fear-based, a total control thing, a not giving people choices. And that was a problem, is we were dealing with, look at the state of our country at the time, in all honesty. We were dealing with so many different levels and so many different things. And I think what time has definitely shown us is what played on in Trump's first term, what happened in the interim, and then what is happening now. We had so much going on. Our country has been at this crazy point for so long. The majority of us in our late 30s, early 40s, we've been living in this funky ass state. And it's just a culmination of so many things.
Yes, and it just, I just cannot get over. Well, one of the things that gets me is the fact I keep getting called a conspiracy theorist, even though 9.9 times out of 10 I keep getting proven right, and nobody listens.
Maybe we just need to call you a conspiracy factualist.
Yes, that would work.
Read.
Because I look at what's going on and I research it. It's one of the reasons why I try to go with multiple news sources to make sure I don't screw up too damn bad. Because I know the fact that at one time there was only 3 main companies that own all the various news outlets. I think it's down to 2 at this moment. Oh, why are you doing that? I swear I hate the New York Post. Anywho, but like I said, it's just crazy shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now, our next news story, the woman who claimed to have been detained by ICE.
Oh, God. Yeah, that.
Oh,
And
this
she
was a
was
fun
actually
one.
at a luxury hotel spa. Okay, her name, she was a U.S. citizen. Her name is Sundas Nakavi. Hold on.
Sunny. She's Sunny Delight. I mean, basic. Yeah. I mean, long story short, she claimed that she was picked up. She's a resident of the town that I used to live next to, Evans. That I used to live next to, just north of Chicago. Yeah. And she claimed that she was picked up coming in from Turkey at O'Hare Customs, and that she was unceremoniously shipped up to a town to a county jail in Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And there were protests there, and the county sheriff was like, wait a second, she was never here. Yep.
All right. Tim said the whole mask stuff too. A mask couldn't protect from a virus, only a biosuit could. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Our first lesson in school for CBR was they asked the question, what happens if you can smell a fart through your gas mask?
You're screwed.
You're dead. Because if you can smell a particle of fecal matter that got through your mask, you're dead. Because guess what? That fecal matter particle is bigger than the virus particle.
So even just to help eliminate getting HPV in our lungs when we do condylomas at work, we have to wear an N95 that is fit tested for us, which means we've had a professional come in, put them on our faces, made sure there's no air gaps, on top of our normal surgical masks, which do airborne particles, your normal respiratory viruses, on top of, smoke evacuation with certain micron levels. So that's 3 times for just HPV. So you could only imagine, and Tim is totally correct, what a normal mask would do. And that's if you even wore it correctly, because everybody's wore banana slingers at the time.
Chin diapers.
Banana slingers. I mean, granted, I do it at work occasionally because I have my moments, but it was nothing but a full hazmat suit with your own air circulation and all that kind of stuff is really going to protect you. And I did a lot of research on the Ebola virus and all the hemorrhagic viruses, so that's my jam.
I can't find it.
Oh, sorry, just derailed, Richard. Did I derail?
I was looking where I put my mask at, and I can't find it because I had a specialty mask that I would wear.
Yeah, you're gonna have to excuse me. I'm gonna have to go in my level 4 positive pressure suit.
But yeah, this woman is getting sued now. It's awesome.
Yep.
Because
he's suing her.
She was staying at a hotel And they've got video of her the entire time while she was staying at this spa, claiming to have been detained. Sad thing is, she does look kind of cute.
Well, Ian's in the chat. Richard, say hi to Ian really fast because he
Hey,
hasn't
Ian,
been on
what's
a while.
up? Well, today's topic certainly makes me feel hopeless.
Ian, shut your mouth.
Hey, man, we've hit several topics that would, if you get a chance to listen to the whole thing,
Maybe
you're
somebody
gonna have some giggles
on
going down. But yeah, it's Skokie. I mean, come on.
Evanston, but close enough.
Jesus. Location at the Genu, Wisconsin jail on Facebook. Shared questionable screenshots of her.
Yeah.
Jail. Oh shit.
Yeah, I just don't know how she was gonna get like away with it. I mean, a jail, any decent modern jail has cameras except like pretty much everywhere.
Yes.
Pretty much everywhere. You know? And yeah. So, and you know, nowadays so do hotels.
Yep.
But yeah, she claimed she was pulled out. She was pulled out. She was you know, put in like the second lane in customs, and yeah, great.
All right. Ian says, I came in with all the viral discussion, so that's what my first impression. It's all good, brother. Like I said, just hit rewind and watch from the beginning.
I was like, I will not make the viral joke. I will not make a viral joke.
Did make the viral joke.
It will be ironic. It'll be ironic if this stream ends up going viral.
Well, I was like trying to like put my foot over my head earlier, and Crazy wouldn't open up the camera, so I was trying to go viral in my own way.
But yeah, I mean, this story, I can't believe it, because to me, if you're gonna do something like this, drop off the flipping. Just go somewhere where there's no cameras. Go hide. I mean, you literally would need to make sure you've got a tent in the middle of BFE.
Yeah.
And just say, yeah, they snatched me up and they took me to a black site.
Yeah, you need the opposite of plausible deniability.
Exactly. And I'm like, oh man, you got to. And she was staying at a spa.
I mean, I mean, I will say this. You know, in one of the security shots, she is wearing black and white striped sweater. So,
yeah.
Oh, so poetic.
Yeah. Like I said, she does look kind of cute.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, she's 28. So yeah, a lot of 28-year-olds that aren't horribly obese do look kind of cute. But I'm telling you, man, was she going for just trying to get to be a
clout chasing?
Yeah, she's clout chasing. That's
riding the anti-ICE bandwagon.
Yeah, and I included this news story just so we could laugh at it. I mean, you literally have to be severely mentally handicapped to think, one,
that this would work,
that it would work. Two, that the place that she said that she was being held would not have been able to sit there and go, wait, she was never here. We don't have her fingerprints. We don't have her photos. We don't have any evidence she ever came through that door. And three, she was staying at a hotel with video cameras. And she got caught on video cameras at the gas station across the street. I mean,
and what was she buying?
Special kind of stupid to do all of that. And
She was buying ice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt. Very nice.
I'm like, you got it.
Ooh.
So
He tried.
so
Yeah,
stupid.
he did. I can't argue with that. He did try.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the news, at some of the stuff that we've been looking at, thinking, you know, now I will have to do a quick callback to Tony Gonzalez's resignation from Congress. Okay.
Do I need to get a Celsius for this one? I feel I need to get a Celsius for this one.
No.
Okay. All right.
This is the dude down there in Texas who had an affair with a married staffer.
Like every other politician?
No. This chick that he had this affair with unalived herself by emulation.
Oh God.
Hey. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yikes.
Okay. I kind of figured this dude would have had already resigned.
Yeah.
I mean, he had barely won his last primary and had barely won his election to Congress. Yeah. During this primary, when all this stuff came out, he actually lost the primary.
Mm.
And Brandon Herrera won it.
Mm.
And I kind of thought he had already pretty much announced he was resigning. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, gosh.
Well, Carlos Fish knows all about how much Diablo sauce from Taco Bell can burn.
Oh yeah, that can strip the fronts, the tarnish off a penny.
Yes. Now, I'm looking at our stories that we had today, and I'm grateful everybody came by and joined me by the fire to talk about it on this here April the 15th, tax day.
I filed an extension.
So, Max.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to make the joke. I've got to make it. How's it feel to have your big holiday, man?
Well, Richard, there's they say there's death and taxes. Well, my people have largely covered one of them, so that's batting 500.
And I can help you take care of the other one if that's.
Yep. Well, I love you guys. Let's get ready to start hawking our shit before we close our doors.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Casey from Casey's Creepy Creations. Let's put you up there. Tell everybody about Casey's Creepy Creations, brother.
Well, I want to thank you again, Richard, for my usual spot at the fire. And if you ever need help building it, just let me know. I'm at your service.
Of course. And I've just posted the link to Casey's Creepy Creations there in the chat. So
all right, and
it's also in the description. I put it in the description too for everybody.
Thank you. But for those of you that don't need an immediate help setting fires, you can also help me out by visiting my site, the aforementioned Casey's Creepy Creations, where you can see what I consider to be the best original short science fiction and horror stories on YouTube. And yes, there will be more coming out as quickly as it can be arranged. I've actually got one or two that I have to get with Theta with, but otherwise, but there is more coming. And even if there's not, if you are a subscriber anyway, I noticed that most of you don't leave likes, comments, anything. And even something as simple as a comment to tell me what I'm doing wrong, or to even tell me to get off my dead butt and make more would be appreciated. But anyway, I'm going to let you go right now. I thank everyone on the panel for having me. For Max, it is always a pleasure, sir. I just wish it happened more often.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, Max, you always have a spot here on by the fire, so don't forget it. Next up, we've got Crazy to tell people where to find him and his stuff.
I'm Alice. He's Crazy Horse, and you can find us on Crazy Horse 1985. We, first and foremost, before I get into it, our greatest gift in all this is collaborating with each and every one of you, our chat, our panel members, everybody who I have something secret and spicy working with. We love you guys. We love doing our Saturday Off the Cuff with Alice show, which usually and hopefully, fingers crossed, will keep running into thetas of nerd archaeology. Mondays, we are trying to do a happy hour with Alice where we get together and kind of just open the bar and talk shit and have a little bitty vent session. We are working on getting a little bit more rigorous show set up. Casey and I have some stuff and things to do. Richard and I have some stuff and things to do. And it looks like me and Crazy are going to be quite busy.
Yep.
So,
and both the Saturday and Monday shows are at 7 p.m. Eastern.
oh, sorry, I forgot to do that. I'm working on my plugs. But yeah, we just want to thank Richard for letting us be here and sitting by the nice, cozy fire. We love the time we get to spend with our extended family, and we would love to see more of each and every one of you. And Max, get your butt over here more often. It's great to see you.
Okay.
Next up, we got Max Redstone. Tell us a little bit where we can find you. So I don't have the link.
I don't do much, but what I can say is merchandising, with the real money from the movie is made. Spaceballs the t-shirt, Spaceballs the coloring book, Spaceballs the lunchbox, Spaceballs the breakfast cereal, Spaceballs the flamethrower. That's all I got.
Where can I find that Redstone t-shirt?
You know what? I'll work on Teespring or something. I'll get some merchandise going in a month or so.
Oh, we gotta talk because I will totally do a commercial for all of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Next up, we have Marcelo, who's making it at the very end. How you doing, Marcelo?
I'm doing all right, David. I'm doing all right. Yeah, no, I'm coming in.
Where do you go?
And I think we lost him.
Click the button.
You shut the movie off.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna still put his link up. I got to put his link up because I'm still, I've already was getting ready to put it up there. Oh,
it shows that he's still here. So.
Yeah, no, I got dropped and then I got back from the dead.
All right, cool. All right, I just got done putting your link in the chat. So tell everybody where they can find your stuff.
I'm sorry, what? Tell everybody what?
Where they can
Talk
find
your shit, Marcelo.
I can't hear you. It spoke over each other. What?
Tell everybody where they can find you and what you do.
Oh, are we closing down? No, man. Well, you know what? You can right now. You could find me at Demonetized Anonymous. This is not the channel that I'm going to be running normally, but I'm launching the Demonetized Anonymous channel here within the next few days. So anybody that you've heard that's been demonetized by YouTube, I want to talk to them. I want to have them on a show. I want to interview them. I want to know more about it. I want to start exposing more the tactics, the approaches that they're using to demonetize people. And why? Because I'm not making any money from this. I'm not monetized. So what have I got to lose? Again,
in the chat.
Again, the channel is Demonetized Anonymous. If you've been demonetized by YouTube, I want to hear from you.
Exactly. See, that's the thing, man. So many good people have found that their channels have been demonetized for no damn good reason. And
Absolutely.
AI moderation.
Even more than that, it's just an excuse. It's just an excuse. By the way, you forgot an excellent Spaceballs marketing idea. Spaceballs the cock ring.
Yeah.
You missed me freaking bringing out the freaking toys earlier. Where were you?
Hey, you know, I mean, really, come on. It's the 2000s. Get with it.
I was just trying to remain faithful to canon. Okay.
Get with it. He's 90, what, 8 years old?
Yes.
Please. He doesn't care.
You have space. You forgot one important thing, Marcelo. You got Spaceballs.
What was that?
You got Spaceballs the cock ring. What about Spaceballs the fleshlight?
There you go. Dude, it's a whole new market, baby.
And Marshall,
It's a whole new market.
Marshall, you can thank me. You can thank me later.
Sure, not a problem. I'll thank you later.
All right, I'll hold you to that for the next time you need to be brought back from the dead.
No, not a problem. I'm gonna start sending you so many customers, Casey. You won't know what to do with that site.
Glad to, Marshall. It's like a steak knife. You got to use it to keep it sharp.
Absolutely. Otherwise, it gets really dull. And you know what they say? An idle scythe makes for a dull reaper.
I know. I know.
Next up, we've got Wavo. Tell people where they can find you and what you got coming up.
Whatever.
Well, mortals, you all know me by now. I am Warevo. You can find me at youtube.com/ToaWarevo01. And if you like reviews of retro video games, or here lately, I've started trying to veer off into newer stuff as well. Yeah. I currently am in the process of working on another big project, so that might take me a little bit. I'm actually in the middle of doing my research during this stream, so
I was wondering why you were so quiet, but I love it. I love that you're always working and that brain of yours is always moving.
Yep. But so subscribe, hit the like button. Also, subscribe to Casey's Creepy Creations. That man absolutely deserves your love.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
And I want everybody, I want you guys to remember, we're all in this together when it comes right down to it. When we come together, we make this world a better place. And I want us to do that. I want us to look out for each other, love each other.
Yep.
Keep each other in your thoughts and prayers, man. We're all human. And people who like to say, I'm only human as an excuse. I'm going to say this right up front and be really serious with you. It's not an excuse. It's an indictment, because being human means we're better than this. We make our mistakes, but we pick ourselves back up, we dust ourselves off, and we strive to be the best person we can be. That's what it means to be human. And that's what we need to start doing more of.
Amen.
We need to watch out for each other, guys. We need to share the stuff that we love with each other. Once upon a time, that's what pop culture did. It unified us. It gave us something that everybody could love and come together and celebrate it and enjoy it despite any differences that we had. Let's go out there and be a positive influence in the world. Be the type of person that inspires others. Let them look at us and say, hey, why are they so happy? Oh, they're telling us about what makes them happy. They're telling us why they love the original Star Trek, why they love The Next Generation, why they adored Deep Space Nine, why they love Voyager and why they really, really loved and enjoyed Enterprise. And what about those shows inspired them to do something awesome with their lives? Why they loved Superman, why they loved Batman and Spider-Man and all this other really cool stuff. And what made it inspire them to go out there into the world and try to make the world a better place.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Once people see that, they'll understand. We're not hating on this stuff because we're filled with hate. We're upset that they've taken stuff that we've loved, that we grew up with, and perverted it into something we can't recognize. That's not inspiring. You can only deconstruct and tear a character down so many times before you've shat on it so bad, nobody's going to want to pick it up ever again.
Yep.
So that, my boys and girls and everything in between out there in Streamlands, is what I created this channel for. To bring people together to talk about these things. Even if you disagree with somebody, you can still be friends with them. You can still love them. You can still care for them. And you can still protect them.
Look at you being all inspirational and shit.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying so desperately to remind people, you're not alone. You're not in this alone. None of us are alone. And you are most definitely loved, even if it is by somebody like me.
He wouldn't change the
I'm
catchphrase.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm laughing while you're talking in the background, Richard. But Ian Hamby hasn't quite met me yet. Okay, I'm Alf's attorney, Ian. I saved him from a paternity lawsuit, which was not easy. I admit because that guy loves cats. Allegedly.
Yep.
You can see that big old smirk on the horse's face there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, if you or your loved one have been demonetized, you too may be entitled to compensation.
Yep. So everybody,
Kind
just
of makes me
remember,
wish I'd been demonetized.
you guys remember, man, y'all aren't alone. You guys
Oh.
and
Hey,
please remember,
you
slap
know,
that like
yeah.
button.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? That might not be a bad idea for another fireside chat, Richard. Later, I'm gonna be away for a few days come Friday, but maybe for next week, we can talk. We can talk a little bit about some of the stuff going on these days with wonky hiring practices and a certain class action lawsuit that involves a minority disabled person against one of the largest ERP companies around today.
Yep.
And it's a class action lawsuit. So thank you for bringing that up, Casey. Okay.
Glad to know.
Yeah, because you just made me think about that because there's some wonky stuff going on in the world of employment. Okay, and it's not just white collar workers being affected either. But I'm going to put a pin in that for now, Richard. I'm sorry, I didn't mean us to go for a tangent.
I have to say, Marcelo, I still need to give you an update.
The funny part is I'm actually holding the tangent bell right now. I have it in my hand.
I knew it. I could feel the disturbance in the force.
Well,
You
remember,
saved yourself by a couple of seconds.
well, that's the whole part of a fireside chat. Is we sit around and we talk about this stuff, and we go where the conversation takes us.
Yeah. But even the holder of the sacred tangent bell knows that at some point we got to talk about this because there's a lot of people out there hurting right now.
Yep.
Amen.
There's a lot of people hurting. There's a lot of people hurting out there. There's a lot of people who could otherwise be earning a good, deserved, well-earned living that are being held back And I'm going to leave that right there.
Yep. Well, everybody, I love you guys. Thank you guys for showing up. Ian, please take your time to rewind and watch from the beginning and share the giggles that we had. Just be careful. Don't say stuff that gets Chippy riled up, because Chippy's already riled up because we were talking about somebody that he don't like, that he wants. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like I said, that tie is a sin against humanity.
Yes, it is.
It's a sin. It's a sin against the existence of the multiverse.
Yep. Well, I love you guys. We will see you guys soon. Hopefully, we will have an off the cuff with Alice coming up soon.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe 7 o'clock our time Eastern.
Yep.
Where are we at?
And if I can find a group of like-minded individuals, I may be planning a live stream for my 1-year anniversary. That's tentative. That's tentative.
When?
That's May 4th.
Thank you.
May the 4th be with you? Are you kidding me, Huevo? I'm all over it. I'm all over it.
Now,
I'm all over it.
I'm there.
And that's tentative. It depends 100% on if I can find any people that are knowledgeable about a certain Flash-based website from the 2000s.
Can I just say,
Wow.
I already have the anniversary in my freaking calendar. Don't even need to put it in. That's
regardless of whether or not I do a live stream, I will be having a video going up that day.
Okay.
I'm going to give you guys a word of warning. We have to make sure we do it on the 4th. We can't do it on the 5th.
Well, it also falls on a Monday too, which would be
because if we're going to celebrate Oreo, I'm going to make sure we celebrate at happy hour. So
the 5th is for those who don't know, the May the 5th is the day that I go into seclusion because it's a double anniversary that's painful. Wedding and the day the final divorce papers finally showed up. Both happened on the day. Yeah.
Only that can happen to you, Richard, and I love you, but
then we'll have an extra drink for you on the 4th.
There we go.
That's the
Liberation Day.
Yeah.
Birthday Liberation Day.
We need to get the good stuff out for the May 4th.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will definitely lift myself up for it. So
I have a teaser image for you guys, but I'm waiting for the stream to end before I show it because I don't want to tip my hand too far in case some of my viewers might be watching.
All right, I see you guys. Okay, everybody, we love you, and that's true. Ian says that it's just even on rewatch, it's just not the same because he doesn't get to chat with us when it's.
Are we dealing with the time zone issue?
No. He says, "Hey, when you're live, you can actually chat and interact."
He's one of the reasons why I love set it up to where I can interact with the chat is because of Ian and the fact that I love having my chat be interactive with the panel. It's something that just is really awesome, and I inherited that concept from Tony because Tony talks to the people in the chat so much. Ditto with Doomcock. We spend time in the chat having fun with each other. It's something that makes this an interactive family environment of sitting around a campfire having these conversations. It's what brings us together. And it's just what makes this so much more enjoyable for me is the fact that we're able to do it, be a family, and care about each other, support each other, pray for each other, and prove my most basic of premises is that we're here. And we care about each other, and that's what matters more than anything else. And I love each and every one of you. And we will definitely be coming back around again soon. And and being acknowledged really helps. I feel left out if DC or even Tony don't notice my input. Very true.
We love you here, babe.
That's why we've been doing a lot of chat interaction.
Yep, and that's the point of the chat interactions, is the fact.
And it's really easy. It's really easy to interact with the chat when there's not that many people in the chat. When you get as big as Tony or DC or even some of the bigger ones, at that point you have so many people in the chat that it gets hard to keep up.
It's more impossible.
And that's why DC often misses. Like, there are a lot of times when he'll have mods remind him 5 or 6 times, "Hey, this person is leaving," and they have a chat. That's because the chat flies by so fast for him that he often doesn't see it.
Even on our end, you can't keep up with it.
Yep. Well, I love each and every one of you. Be good, be blessed, take care, stay safe. And remember, we're not alone. We're all in this together. And I love each and every one of you. See you.